Hi, this is Hassan, and our group is going to talk about the Walkerton water contamination disaster. To give some background, in 1998 there was some concern about the water utilities wells being too close to the farmlands. On May 2000, a 5-day heavy rainstorm struck Walkerton, raising up the water levels and mixing up with the cattle manure from nearby farmlands. As a result, the water was contaminated with the fatal bacteria E. coli. At that day, the foreman of the Public Utility Commission at Walkerton, Frank Cobell, didn't bother to measure the chlorine residuals at the utility. In addition, Stan Cobell operated well number 7 without the presence of any chlorinator. As a result, 7 people died and 2,300 people got ill.
The Cobles were in charge of the PUC and had the option to notify the town that the water was contaminated. However, they did not until it was too late. I'll begin with the Coble brothers' ethics analysis by listing all of the breaches in the codes of ethics and professional misconduct. 77.1i was breached since they did not provide fairness and loyalty to their employer, seeing as they withheld the information that the water was contaminated. 77.1ii was breached seeing as they did not provide fidelity to public needs by allowing people to get sick knowing that the water was contaminated. 77.1iii was breached because they did not have personal honor and professional integrity by lying to officials multiple times saying that the water was fine and allowing people to die. 77.1v was broken because competence in the Cobles' performance was not undertaken in their services to the town. 77.2i was breached because the duty to public welfare was not held paramount by allowing people to become ill and die by withholding information that the water was contaminated. 77.6 was broken by the Cobles because when asked by Dr. Murray McQuiggy if the water was contaminated, on multiple occasions Sand said it was fine. As a result, he did not cooperate with other professionals engaged on the project of finding out what was making the people of Walkerton fall ill. 77.8 was broken, considering that the Cobles did not maintain honor and integrity of their profession since they did not inform the town of the contamination. 72.2a was breached because the Cobles were negligent with their work in not reporting the contaminations. 72.2b was breached because the Cobles failed provision for the safeguarding of life and health. They allowed 7 people to die by not informing officials about the contamination. 72.2c was breached because there was a failure to correct the situation which endangered the residents and caused people to fall ill. 72.2d was breached because there was a failure to make reasonable provision complying with regulations and standard codes since they did not perform their duties and report the contamination. 72.2i was breached because the Cobles failed to supply documents and information when requested by the investigators. They proceeded to insist that the water was fine. Lastly, 72.2j was breached because by withholding the information that the water was contaminated, the Cobles' actions can be seen as disgraceful, dishonorable. By looking back at the situation, it is clear that the Cobles should have just told the town that the water was contaminated. If they had done that, none of these acts would have been breached, but they lied 3 times, so technically they breached all these acts 3 times.
Hello, my name is Richard Lee. We will now consider the legal aspect of the incident. This case we deal with tort law and misrepresentation of contract law. We have the plaintiff as people who suffer from the E. coli outbreak, and the case have concurrent tortfeasor. Direct liability will be Stan and Frank Coble. PUC will be held for vicarious liability because they're in better position to compensate for people. And the municipality have a certain amount of joint liability because they do know the well exposed to risk contamination long before the accident happened. Precedent case is Donahue versus Stevenson and Winnipeg Condo versus Bird Construction. This case bring up an important idea that there is no need for contractual relationship between the plaintiff and defendant. Conditions for tort are certified for this case. First, to prove their own people a duty of care. They fail the duty of care and people suffer as a result. For fraudulent mispresentation, we have to consider Stan affirmed that the water is safe. That's well failed. He know the water is contaminated. Stan let people believe the water is safe and people suffer from the damage. For damage, we're seeking nominal and aggravated damage. and for sure the courts may grant punitive damage because their violation is too severe. Beyond reasonable doubt, that's to brother as guilty for what they do. POC must compensate for the people and change their policy. Municipality must change their development policy also. Thank you.